training plan basically consists out of 3 main determinants, or to put it otherwise, there are actually 3 knobs that we can turn on, and that's frequency, its volume, and its intensity. The first one is the most important one, and a lot of people always think it's all about volume, and it's actually not. It's about frequency. It's frequency first and it's volume second. And the reason for that is if you get the frequency right, and it's also like important in setting, for example, your availability in join. For me, as a coach, it's more important that you're frequently available than that you have like 3 days in a row, for example, with 6 hours of availability. And also, like, if you have that frequency, if you got it set in, you know, it's your social life, your agenda, your own calendar, kind of like evolves around what you do on a bike, way more easy than when it's more on an occasional basis. Getting better is not about only doing these volume rides. Even for your goal, when it's about 320 k's or 200 miles, don't think it's only about volume. It's also in getting that high intensity work in. And getting high intensity work in, the only way to get that is to have the frequency right. If the rides are actually too long, then we might, you know, if you do, for example, a 6-hour ride on Sunday, and by that you are destroyed for the Monday, the Tuesday and the Wednesday, then your next like good workout might be on a Thursday, you know? And then it's pretty difficult to get 3 workouts in that week. So frequency first and volume second. And the thing is with the volume or duration is that we're gonna increase it little by little. And that's not only like in terms of the total amount of hours per week, but also in terms of the long ride. You might think, yeah, but rebound or unbound, it's 320k. For that, I only need endurance. No, you don't. You need to get the intensity right first, basically. What is a right intensity? Well, if we look at intensity from like an exercise physiology standpoint, we only have like 3 exercise zones. We have a zone before the aerobic threshold, or what we call like ventilatory threshold, or we also call it aerobic threshold sometimes. It's basically the point where, yeah, the amount of fat that contributes to the energy delivery has reached its peak. Afterwards, you're gonna burn way more carbs, and you can't, like, when the intensity increases, you can't burn more fat, basically. So, to keep it simple, this is really the endurance part. And then the middle zone, it's like the threshold, so your FTP, and that's also like set is the maximum lactate steady state, or your lactate threshold. And then the third one is like the high intensity, everything above your threshold, everything above like FTP. So from a science perspective, we only have these 3 zones. And what I don't want you guys to do is I don't want to spend you too much time in this zone, so around functional threshold. That's really important because that just fatigues you a lot, and the benefit of it isn't that big. What we're actually trying to do, and the Join app will set you up for that, is that we do a lot of endurance, we do some high intensity work, and we do only a little within this threshold zone. With training, with getting better, with following a training plan, it's about doing the right workouts which is not the same as destroying yourself all the time over and over again. Because that's what we see with the pros, from doing those hard races, they don't really get better. So it's also about, you know, following the plan, doing the work, and of course, sometimes the work, it can be hard. But it's not only about, you know, throwing yourself against the wall, hoping for the best. That's actually not what improving is all about.